I'm Heyzeus, and this video is going to have a look at how I turned my loadout into a really pretty lucrative investment, or alternatively, how I got paid to play CSGO really badly. Sponsored by Skinport, the easy to use skins marketplace where you can sell your skins for real cash, more about them later, and I'm also taking part in an Orb Neo Noir giveaway. Link for that is in the description. Now, getting paid money to play video games, it's the dream, right? It's an aspiration of so many kids these days. They all want to be the next megalomaniac superstar who acts like a complete jerk and underperforms because he won't listen to a proper IGL. But most simply aren't up to the task. I mean, they're great at being toxic, but they're not good enough at the game itself. And if you're some washed up old guy like me who's silver forward nearly 4,000 hours in this game, well, it must be kind of hopeless, right? I mean, I'm clearly never going to make it as a pro, but despite that, I've actually made over $1,000 from playing CSGO over the past 2 years. Kind of, sort of. And I wanted to make a video about how I did this. So, what do you need to play CSGO? I mean, obviously you need a computer, a screen, a keyboard, a mouse, a Steam account, but what about skins? I mean, technically you don't need them, but pretty much every CSGO player owns a few nice skins at some point. Even if it's just something cheap like an AK Elite build, generally everybody buys at least something at some point. They're not compulsory, but most CSGO players are into them to some extent, even if it isn't as much as me. And after all, there's nothing better than being spanked in a comp while you're wielding some of the finest and most desirable skins in the game. Sure, you suck and you lost, but at least you suck and you lost in style. But what if you could use those skins to turn that defeat into a long-term victory? Not literally, and you still suck at the game, but what if you could, win in another way? Well, this is how I did that. So, first of all, about 18 months ago, I bought this thing. Now, there are many great things about the Glock Fade. Its simple and elegant beauty, the fact that it uses the famous fade finish, but also the fact that it's rare and was discontinued something like 6 years ago now, and we aren't getting any more. So once I got it, I slapped it in my loadout, and I've been using it to miss shots during the pistol round ever since. Now, I bought it at the time for $480 Steam market price, and since then, that price has been going up a lot. So part of the reason this thing was always a good pickup is that there aren't that many other good Glock skins out there, and it's true that Valve has kind of fixed it recently, but this thing is still a pretty different skin to those two style-wise, so I think it's definitely going to remain the #1 Glock skin, probably forever. And these days it doesn't sell for $480 anymore. In fact, after Steam tax, it sells for more like $900, so that's a $420 profit right there. Not bad considering all I've had to do in the meantime is hold this skin in my hand and play with it. But the Glock is not the only skin in my loadout that's been making me money, far from it, because I've also got a Desert Eagle Blaze. Now, I have been very in and out with this skin, so I used to own one back in 2018. I'm still not sure where I bought it from or for how much, but either way, I sold it for $90 cash in early 2019, which, as you're about to see, was probably a bit premature, because in late 2019, I did a trade-up video for Desert Eagle Blazes, and I ended up having twins. Now, I immediately sold one of the babies for $278 Australian to fund my cocaine addiction, but I kept the other one and stuck it in my loadout, and these days, I use it whenever I feel like missing shots with the Deagle. Now, $278 Australian is roughly the equivalent of $200 US, and since then it has gotten a bit more expensive. In fact, it's gone from $200 to about $400, and sure, I took a bit of a hit when Valve finally added another good Deagle skin to the game, the print stream, but I think given enough time, this thing is going to keep on going up in price, and in the meantime, I've already made about $150 profit from the thing. So I consider that a hit, the only hit I am ever getting with a Deagle. But that's enough about pistols for now. What about rifles? Well, you know that rifle I won't show up about how much I hate? The Fire Serpent. Well, I actually own one of these things because I am a whore for money. That's right. In July last year, I picked up a Fire Serpent for $320 Australian, so that's about $230 US. And unlike the Deagle, I can actually kill people with this gun. Sometimes, anyway. But where I've made a real killing is its price. Because it is a lot more than $230 today. In fact, if I sold it, I'd get more like $480. That is a $250 profit. I think I kind of like this skin now. Anyway, a skin in my loadout that a lot of people might overlook is this StatTrak factory new Ocean Foam. So it's the skin I'm holding onto when T's headshot me of their Glocks, and I actually bought it off Roffle, and the price I paid was roughly the equivalent of $160 in Steam Wallet funds in July 2019. And the reason I got it was that this is one of the 3 skins you need to trade up for the Fire Serpent, and with the Fire Serpent going up in price, well, I kind of figured that owning one of these things might be a good idea too. And all things considered, it's worked out pretty well. Today, this thing sells for more like $260 after Steam tax, so I've ended up making $100 profit off this thing. It's been quite a good addition to the loadout. Now, going back to those rifles, on the CT side, earlier this year, I bought an M4A4 Asimov as part of a loadout video I was making, and I kept it as part of my loadout afterwards. So this is the weapon I whiff with when I'm trying to hold A. But at the time, I paid $90 for it, and today it sells for more like $110. So I've made about $20 from this thing, and I've also made $5, $10, $15 from a bunch of other skins that I bought from that video as well. And when you add all of that up, altogether, I've made about $1,000 just from having a loadout, which is pretty good considering I haven't owned these skins for too long and I didn't have to spend that much money in the first place. But why did these skins go up in price? Well, it's really simple. They were popular skins that were discontinued or only available in very expensive cases. So as long as CSGO doesn't die, it's basically inevitable that the price of these types of skins are going to gradually go up. And of course, since I bought this stuff, CSGO hasn't died, it's boomed instead. So I've ended up making even more money than I expected. But even if the game hadn't boomed, I still would have made a profit. And that brings me back to the central point of this video, because I wanted to show that investing in CSGO skins doesn't require you to spend hours buying thousands and thousands of cases or trading for rare sticker crafts. You don't have to be an expert, and it doesn't have to be complicated. All I did here was buy a nice loadout like a normal CSGO player, and by picking the right skins based on a very simple criteria, I ended up with more money than I started with, and also got some neat play skins to use in the process, which to me is a win-win, even if my actual gameplay is a loss. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, massively appreciated. And a big thank you to Skinport for sponsoring this channel. Skinport, formerly known as Skinbay, it's the same site. All that's changed is the name, is a skins marketplace and cash out site. It's safe, convenient, easy to use. It's got a super competitive sales fee of 5% if you put skinport.com in your username, a really, really low fee if you're looking to sell your skins. If you're looking to buy instead, it's got a ton of great deals with over 100,000 CSGO skins listed, as well as easy to use deposit and withdrawal options. Awesome site, check it out, link is in the description. Anyway, that's it from me. As always, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus, thanks for watching, see ya.